So let's bring in State Senator Scott Wiener of San Francisco. And I'm reminded not only of Dianne Feinstein's mother who couldn't vote, but so many people who couldn't or were told who they can't or they shouldn't or they won't. And she says, yeah, you can.
Yeah, she had a spine of steel. And, this is someone who came up in the 60s as a woman at a time when it was even more difficult, much more difficult for women in politics, and to become San Francisco's first woman mayor, to be such a strong mayor during very difficult times, the worst of the HIV/AIDS crisis, many problems for San Francisco, and she helped lead us through it. And she was one of the very few mayors of San Francisco who left the mayorship popular. She was so deeply respected by the city, including by people who didn't agree with her on a lot of issues. People always respected her.
And, Senator, it also seems like, obviously I didn't know her personally. I just know her through what I've learned, and especially speaking to so many people today about her. And it seems like she also took this opportunity not just to make change for the community and for San Francisco in general, but for the people she worked with. And you worked with her directly when you were just getting started in your career.
Yeah, when I started running for the Board of Supervisors in 2009, and I was a community activist that was not well known at all, and she endorsed me early and wanted to meet with me. This was 2009. She was unbelievably powerful. There was a supermajority of Democrats in the Senate then. She was a committee chair. And we sat. I thought it was going to be for a few minutes. It was over an hour. She declined a phone call from Chuck Schumer because she was busy meeting with me and editing my campaign flyer and telling me what I needed to do better and differently. She was reminiscing about her time on the Board of Supervisors. And what I really saw firsthand there was San Francisco was part of her DNA. It was part of who she was. And she was so in love with her time in local government and the Board of Supervisors. As mayor, she never stopped being mayor of San Francisco in many ways, as any mayor after her will tell you. We got phone calls about what they should do differently, and she was just an absolute legend and trailblazer here.
And, we're also mindful of the fact that she knew that your presence and leadership mattered as a gay man for representation. I was struck going back to her feed on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. Just days ago, she said this: 12 years ago, Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed. Love of country should matter for those who serve the United States. Who they love should not. From a personal perspective, the fact that she was so ill, doing so poorly, hurting every day, she still went on a public platform to laud that accomplishment that Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Dianne Feinstein she saw and recognized the LGBTQ community early on when she was running for the Board of Supervisors in the late 1960s. That was a period when straight politicians didn't really campaign in the gay community. That was not something people typically did. She did. She actively courted gay votes. And then when she became mayor, she, we're hit with this disaster of HIV/AIDS and a mass die-off of gay men in San Francisco, wiping out so much of an entire generation. Just unimaginable disaster. And the federal government abandoned us. Ronald Reagan abandoned us to die. And Dianne Feinstein stepped up on the advice of her public health experts and community leaders and deeply invested resources in fighting HIV/AIDS in San Francisco, spending more than the entire federal government. And that's what built what we call the San Francisco model around HIV, which is a world model about HIV prevention and treatment. That was Dianne Feinstein.
Well, we thank you so much for talking to us today, and a phrase that I believe is sacred to so many: may her memory be a blessing. Senator Scott Wiener, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.